and welcome. Everyone is watching political developments in Sokoto State very closely to see if we're likely to actually see a replay of the Emirate tussle playing out in Kano State. Now, recently, a group known as MURIC, that's the Muslim Rights Concern, led by Professor Ishaq Akintola, alleged that the Sokoto State government was planning to dethrone the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar. The allegation was further reinforced when the Vice President Kashim Shettima warned against any move to remove the Sultan. Well, the Sokoto State government has come out to strongly refute the allegation, saying it is not true. So the question then is, how did the allegation come about in the first place? Well, the root of the allegation is the decision of the state government to amend the Sokoto State Local Government and Chieftaincy Law to literally vest the powers to appoint and fire traditional leaders now in the state in the hands of the governor. Under the current law, the authority to appoint district heads now, as well as kingmakers in the state, actually lies with the Sultanate Council. That's actually the Sultan. So the state government therefore wants to change that, and the amendment bill has already passed first and second readings in the State House of Assembly. So if passed into law, the amendment bill will strip the Sultan of Sokoto, Saad Abubakar III, of the powers to appoint the kingmakers and to appoint district heads without government approval, among other things. So recently, the government fired 15 district heads for alleged insubordination and supporting banditry. The court has now waded into the sacking of the district heads, asking parties to maintain status quo until the matter is resolved. But of course, the Sokoto State government has maintained that the district heads remained removed. But back to this allegation now of a plot to dethrone the Sultan of Sokoto. Joining me to discuss it further is Professor Uthman Abdul Kadir, who is a professor of sociology of law and criminology at the Usman Danfodio University now in Sokoto. Prof, thank you very much for joining us on the program, and it's so good that you are based in Sokoto and you're a lecturer there at the Usman Danfodio University. So you clearly have you have a clear grasp of what is actually playing out in that state. So help us to understand what exactly is going on.
Well, the root of the matter came right from the beginning when this administration came to power. When it came, it made the previous government have no certain institution. For example, the teacher hospital, the Sokoto State University Teacher Hospital was named after Sultan Muhammad Saad Abubakar III. The Shagari College of Education, Shagari State University was named after Shagari, the former president, and then another institution was named after Sokoto State University College of Education was named after Abdullahi Fodio, Sheikh Abdullahi Fodio College of State University, Abdullahi Fodio University of Education Sokoto, and then College of Education, former Sheikh Shagari College of Education was renamed after Sultan Ibrahim, 18th Sultan of Sokoto, Sultan Ibrahim the Suki. And then another School of Nursing was named under the name of Hajia Balaraba Buddha. So when the administration came, it already the bill has passed by the State Assembly. So the state government signed on that and then referred the law. So this is one of the things that it seems that by the Sultanate and some people concerned about the Sultanate that this is a slap on the Sultanate. Being Abdullahi Fodio is one of the second, they are called the triumvirate of the Caliphate. After Usman Fodio, Abdullahi Fodio, then Muhammad Bello. They are the founders and architects of the Sokoto Caliphate. So by this, if the state government remove his name, is seen as a fight with the Caliphate. Likewise, also the name of Sultan Ibrahim the Suki as the 18th Sultan of Sokoto, and then Sheikh Shagari as striking Sokoto, to appear the Sokoto Caliphate, and the second Republic president of Nigeria.
I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand it. Understand all of these things now. How do they relate to what is going on now? Just help us to understand.
Okay, presently now there are a lot of tension in terms of what is going on now, because the bill that was sent by the state government to the Sokoto State House of Assembly is seen by some people as an attempt to strip the Sultan of his powers, and then is a step forward in order to remove him. So even though the state government has repeated the allegation, they have somehow made a because we have seen the antecedent of what happened in the last Eid where the vice president came immediately one day after the Salah. And he was cautioned or perhaps advising the state governor and the senator representing the Sokoto senatorial district John to be able to obey the Sultan to be working harmoniously with him.
Okay, I get your point. I get your point. So what I want to know is there a problem between the governor and the Sultan? And then what about, is there also a problem between the Sultan and Senator Guamaco, for instance?
Well, from the background, you can say from the body language. Yes, from the body language, and what is also sent to the Sokoto State House Assembly, and even from what the one of the members of Sokoto State House Assembly, Nagachi, was saying. One, he may mention that the Sultan doesn't have much to do, but even with this assertion also, he may mention that by this law they wanted to remove some job or some powers from him. So that is what is that showing? By this is showing that the world. And that is what many Nigerians, not only in Sokoto, many Nigerians, particularly groups of the Muslim community, the Muslim Ummah, and many others. If you look at how the thing has trended in the social media, whether it is WhatsApp, Facebook, and so on, people are really challenging that, yes, by this, it is pointing to something that is we cannot say is good for the Sultanate or the Muslim Ummah. So therefore, it has some religious connotation. So by this scenario has taken a political dimension, and it is that political dimension that lead to whether you can call it perception or misperception or misinformation or so on. So the air need to be cleared very well. So, and that's why now explain the present situation in Sokoto.
All right, Prof. One more question for you. The state government says, look, it is amending the law so that the governor would give approval, final approval now for the appointment of kingmakers and other district heads, and not just leave everything to the Sultan. Do you find anything wrong with that?
Well, it's no matter of wrong or right. It is an issue of the way it is presented. Issue of misinformation, and misconception. And then also maybe ignorance of how the way some people are feeling that there is some ulterior motive inside it. So, and then there is not to look at the atmosphere, the political atmosphere, because now it takes political religion, Munich and other religious organizations come to it. So the government need to look at the political atmosphere and then need to look at the psyche, the situation, and then do the needful. So that is it. So it's not issue of the issue is the way it is presented. Many people talk, especially what is happening in Kano now. So people just feel and then perceive that yes, maybe the state government is moving toward that. And right from the beginning, when it comes, it should have gone with this thing slowly by slowly. But look at it. One, they repeal that law. I met about 3 giant people about the Sokoto Caliphate, or Sokoto Caliphate to Sultan. That is one. 2, allegation of that 27 traditional rulers. Later, 15, some were sacked, some were reprimanded, and some were reformation. So, and then now this law. So if you look at the way they did things haphazardly, within a span of 1 year. So that one is too much for people to bear. So they need to, whatever decisions they are taking, they need to read about the issues and the atmosphere, political, economic, and the social, religious, and the psychological atmosphere of the people. And look at it now, the tension is escalating. Virtually all the media is what is escalating every media, what is trending, what is people talking about. If you look at your WhatsApp, you see many people are sending this. And another dimension also, the way the government respond to the vice president. Vice president, as if he's representing the president in Kasina. That also added to the tension. Twice now is, can I call it warning or perhaps calling the attention of the government by the body language, even at the time that he attacked. So I think the government need to have people that have an IQ, that the body language of the present government. And look at it, they are in the same party, but now they are saying that the vice president, as if he is informed or that he should cross-check the fact. Which fact? You should have tell him this is what we need, but not to tell him to check for who. You are the authority. So I think these are some of the things that they need to look at. They need to critically examine, having what? Systemic thinking about the place of the Sultan and then the Sultanate and the Muslim of Northern Nigeria, Sokoto State in particular, and so on. I think they need to weigh this, they need to look at the repercussion and the consequences of what may likely happen.
Professor Uthman Abdul Kadir, Professor of Sociology of Law and Criminology at the Osman Danfodio University, Sokoto. Thank you very much for your time, sir. Thanks for coming on the show.
I'm glad to be with you.
Appreciate it. Well, we'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Stay with us. Don't go away.
Opinions are free. Facts are sacred. But truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
Because when you go into public office, you must be ready to answer to the people.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On DEJI360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
DEJI360, dissecting the issues.